Well, hi there, or shall I say, howdy. This is Joan-Marie Domino, and welcome to my channel. Vippies Designs has just added some cowgirl-inspired napkins into their napkin shop, www.vippies.com. I can't wait to show you some of the newest napkins they got with cowgirls on them, and I have a DIY that I'm going to take you step by step. In this DIY, I'm going to show you how you can create a collage. And to create a collage, we have to layer napkins one on top of the others, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, and you don't have to worry about anything like wrinkles. They're going to come out absolutely perfect. You can keep it in your own home, hang it up as decor, and this would also make a wonderful gift. Let's get started. First, I'm going to start with a few napkins like these cowgirl boots. All 4 panels are printed. Country Proud with a bandana border. All 4 panels are printed. I love these little doggies. They've got their cowboy outfits on, and all 4 panels are printed. Here's another cowgirl, cowboy one, sheriff with the cowboy boots, and you're going to get 2 of these. All 4 panels are printed. Love these. These are bandana inspired, and Vippies got them in red and in blue. I love it. They have that Mandela look to them, and all 4 panels are printed. Beautiful planks with roses and even a little bit of lace. This is another beautiful napkin with the rose and the planking. You get 2. These are very distressed, vintage looking. Love this meadow patchwork quilt napkin. It's so pretty. All right, now I'm going to start that DIY of the cowgirl. I'm going to start this project by using a piece of corrugated cardboard. Now, I don't want that top piece. I only want the corrugated part, and it's so hard to separate that, but you know what? I have an easy way to do it. I've taken my piece of cardboard to the sink, and I'm going to hold it vertically, not horizontally. I'm running warm water right down in all those channels, and wait till you see that top piece comes right off, leaving me all that corrugation, and I did it in less than a minute. My piece of cardboard has dried, and now I'm ready to get started on it. So I picked out a couple colors of chalk paint, and remember, chalk paint separates a lot, so you want to make sure you give it a good either roll or you can stir it. So I'm going to take the first color. I'm going to go over the piece of cardboard, and I'm not being especially neat because the look I'm going for is of a piece of old rusted metal. You know that old metal that's corrugated? That's what the look I want. I picked another color, which is salmon. I'm going to make sure that it's well mixed, and I'm going to put that right on top of the yellow. The yellow is now dry, and again, I'm not going to be especially neat. I'm just going to lay it right down on top because I want it to look like it's been around for a long time, and it's really got some nice age to it. And now I'm going to let it dry. These are the 2 napkins I'm going to be using. This beautiful vintage floral with the planks and the long live cowgirls. So the first thing I want to do is separate the napkin, because remember, with decoupage, we only use that top printed ply. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the cowgirl napkin. Now I'm going to use one of my favorite decoupage tools. This is a water pen. There's water in the tube. Water feeds into the brush. And what I can do now is trace around the part of the napkin that I want. The water weakens the napkin, and I'm able to do a nice soft tear. Now, I'm not being especially neat because remember, I'm going for a nice vintage look. I'm going to give that edge a little chance to dry, and then I'll move on to the next step. Next, I'm going to be using some Mod Podge to adhere the napkin to this piece of wood. Underneath the napkin, it's a square piece of wood, and I've given it 1 coat of white paint. And I'm lining up the napkin to make sure I have it in the right position. I'm going to take the Mod Podge and put it right on top of the wood like that. And I'm doing a nice thin coat. I'm laying the napkin back down, but I want you to notice something that I'm doing. I'm putting the Mod Podge underneath on the wood. But when I put the napkin back down, I'm going to be sealing this napkin from the top. My brush has Mod Podge on it, and I'm just going to go over the napkin. And when I'm done, I'm not going to have to add a sealant on top. Now I'm taking a piece of sandwich wrap and I'm just going to go over it with my fingers and a little piece of wadded up paper towel to make sure the napkin is nicely well adhered and smooth. I'm going to carefully remove the sandwich wrap, and now once it's dry, I can add my Cowgirl. But before I do that, I want to remove that excess napkin that's hanging off the edge, and I'm using my handy dandy, I love it, my little finger sander. Does a nice quick job and it looks perfect. Okay, the napkin underneath is now dry, and that's very, very important that it's dry before you move on to the next step. So I'm going to add a little bit of Mod Podge. I'm going right on top of the napkin. I can do that because the napkin is dry. But look, once again, I am going over the napkin on the top with a little bit more Mod Podge because now it's sealed. I don't have to go back and do that later. And I'm going to do the same thing with the sandwich wrap and make sure that the Cowgirl is well adhered and smooth on top of the other napkin. I want to hold this up so you can get a closer look at it. It's coming out so well. That's 2 napkins, one layered on top of the other. Now I can let that completely dry, and I'm ready to give it a little bit more of a vintage look, and I'm going to use my foam pouncer and a brown stamp pad by Memento, and I'm just going to pounce all along the edge. And as I do this, you can see how much more vintage and aged it looks just by going around the edge. Now I'm going to just let it dry. And now on to a few more napkins from Vippies Designs. This one is beautiful with all the horses and the roses. This napkin is very special. It actually has 3 different panels. 2 have the horse's head, 1 has a pair of ponies, and there's 1 horseshoe also with lots and lots of florals. This napkin looks like one of those old Western shows. It's a saloon, all 4 panels are printed, and you actually get 2 of them. This flag just looked very Western to me. That's why I decided to include it in this collection. I also decided to add this delicious barbecue napkin in with the mix. And here's another look at the napkin I'm using in this DIY. All right, and on to the next few steps of my corrugated cardboard sign. I'm taking the brown stamp pad ink, the one that I just used, and now I'm going around the cardboard. I'm going around the edge, and I'm actually going over the corrugated cardboard itself just to give it a nice aged look. I'm going to let that dry before I move on to my next step. I decided I want the sign to be a little bit stronger, so I cut a piece of cardboard the same size as the piece of corrugated cardboard, and I glued one to the other. Now I'm ready to glue on my little Cowgirl. So I flipped it over and I'm putting lots and lots of hot glue down, and then I'm going to place it right in the center of the corrugated cardboard, and then I'm just going to gently press it down until it's well adhered. Oh, I love how my collage is coming out. Now I want to do a little something around the edge. So I'm going to take some hot glue and some of this, I call it nautical rope, you can call it jute, and I'm just going to go around. It's going to hide where those 2 pieces of cardboard are joined together, but it's also going to give it a nice finishing touch. And I'm going to finish that all the way around the edges. I'm going to go back and show you a few more napkins. This is another bandana inspired. It comes in 2 different sizes. It's got a little bit of staining on it, adding to the vintage look. I love this. This is like the other one I showed you, like that little house in the prairie kind of look with the patchwork. There's the small one. And here's the napkin I used in the DIY in a smaller size. Now, speaking of smaller size, I took the same 2 napkins, and that is one of Vippies Designs little calendar pads. And look what I did. I made a bookmark, and now I'm going to put the little calendar pad on. And look at that. You can give something like this to one of your favorite cowgirls and make a great gift. Here is my completed collage vintage Cowgirl sign. I want to show you how I finished this off. I actually put a piece of chain on it, and I used a couple different colors of brown and orange paint to give the chain a nice vintage look. And you know where I got that chain? I got that from the Dollar Tree. We use them to hang up our plants. I thought that was a really good idea and very cost effective. And of course, you can use that rusted chain to hang up the picture. If you are new to my channel, this is just some of the things I did, and I hope you enjoy it and will subscribe to my YouTube channel, Decoupage DIY with Joan-Marie Domino. Give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, and you can follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. Thanks for watching.